Hello, my name is Phil here, and I know I don't really know when I start recording this, but I just thought I could just try to talk over this and be doing a lot more better. I think I have basically 14 minutes and 59 seconds to do this, because I think I did this with something in mind, and I was trying to do the match, but no. So without further ado, I'm going to basically talk about a little bit of thing that I really like to do basically when I'm at home and not at work. I usually like to play really Call of Duty. Now, if you notice me through any of the videos I have done basically seasons of it with basically gameplay. And to the point where I just got really tiresome at that point. And yes, we were defeated. That's not great, but we'll get them next time, right boys? But anyway, I did that for a while, and it was just not really one of my best traits and everything to do. Because I just felt like that I was basically working on a TV show and basically working like a hard worker man, rather than just basically doing the things I want to do, which is basically play Call of Duty and enjoy playing video games. I really do like to play the Call of Duty series because I really enjoy the fact that there's still the gunplay and everything. However, the story mode is not where everything shine wells in this game, at least. I do not like the story mode at all one bit, and it just really just sucks. I mean, seriously, who would thought that Makarov would probably be a babyface child person thing? He looks basically someone who cosplays as a terrorist rather than a terrorist himself. I know YouTube will probably not like me using that word, but who cares? I sometimes like the fact that sometimes creators have to bleep themselves out because the fact that they have to basically try to do it to get money. That's one thing that I sometimes don't like about YouTube at times, is the fact is that they only care about basically trying to get money rather than basically just making content. But then again, there'll probably be other things along the way that probably I don't know about. I made a video a while back explaining why YouTube was not a job, but I guess I'll probably have to explain that again. The reason when I say YouTube is not a job is basically there's really no way to basically make it a job in this field. One, you have to basically have a lot of people on your subscriber list, and that can take time. Two, as I mentioned before, the pay is not really, guaranteed. You have to abide by rules just like with any other job throughout the time you have basically been with working and everything. And sometimes it's not always the greatest. I think I don't know what class did I use. I think I used the same one, which was basically the Blood Angel. No, I tried out the Empire 40K one I made for it. Anyway, as I was saying before, I feel like that YouTube is basically a job that just basically is not really guaranteed. And plus, they don't really have healthcare or 401ks or whatever that actual job has. And I don't know why I was given, I basically checked this, and I don't know why I was given a the shotgun came out first in the shield, but I guess when you're going down a helicopter, you basically don't want to come down, basically look like an idiot with a riot shield. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? But, regardless, I did that video because I was just frustrated that a lot of times a lot of people basically did YouTube and basically were concerned about monetization, and I just, it just drove me nuts at times. And sometimes they feel like that YouTube is their only job, when really have they worked in any place else or think about getting another job at that point? I really don't know what the standards of basically human decency is anymore sometimes. Maybe I'm just complaining. Or the matter of fact is that sometimes I don't think there are basically a lot of people that really just want to basically try to get out of that comfort zone. And yes, I understand, change can be hard. I know throughout the times that I know that change can be hard for me too. I've had moments in my life where I had to basically change of what I was doing and basically had to change into the environment where I was as a minister kid, and I may talk about that in another video. We moved into a lot of places because of a church calling. And that could be hard for someone to be moving all the time there. It's because of the fact that basically you don't really know the area. You don't really know a lot of people, even the church people that you were basically assigned to, and it just becomes basically, oh, excuse me, not really the best place to deal with at that point during that time of your life and everything.
Hostile eliminated.
But I still mean it when I say that basically having YouTube is not really a real job. Now let's talk about some other things I have in my mind. I go through depression, and sometimes I get hit like a big dumpster truck. I'll tell you that right now. Reason being is that, like, to me, I really want to make sure that I want to do the best I can to be happy. And then sometimes it's just not it. Depression is that thing where you basically want to basically go in bed and basically cover yourself and not even wake up. Or basically just, you know, not even want to get out of bed. It's a hard situation at times. But at the same time, we feel like that, you know, we could try to overcome it. Some people try a lot of things just to get rid of their depression. Some of them smoke weed, some of them do other things, drink their problems away and whatnot. And let me tell you, even with medication that I take, sometimes it's just not really it's really hard to get rid of. Excuse me for my stuttering. Why? Well, if it's part of your genes and part of your family that you have depression, or you're an ADHD kid like I am, it can be sometimes hard to have that go away. It can be hard, and basically it could be to the point where sometimes you just feel like whatever you do, you feel like nothing's going to be great again. And that has been hard for me, especially me being a writer at the time too as well. I have written a lot of stuff, or basically some stories, and sometimes I feel like they're the greatest thing ever, but my brain sometimes tells me, it's like, no, you suck, this story sucks, you are just bleh. And that hurts, you know. I bet there's probably a lot of people out there that feel the same way as I feel. And, you know, your brain tells you, like, oh, you suck, go back to writing school, something along the lines of that. And that just hurts, let me tell you. Alright, let's not dringle any on about depression. Let's try to move on to another subject. I am a twin, and to be honest, I think being a twin is cool, but sometimes brothers can be brothers. Sometimes I just feel like that sometimes they can be annoying. I live with my folks most of the time, and my brother lives with me as well. And he can be a little bit annoying at times, but then again, whose sibling hasn't been annoying? I know there's been a lot of times where I've annoyed him and vice versa. And it can be just basically a pain in the butt sometimes to basically have to deal with someone like that. But at the same time, it's a blessing too, because at least I have someone to be around with, someone to care about, and someone to just play games with me. Hopefully this week we can get to play some zombies together. Now we're moving on to another subject. I'm gonna think for a second. Work. I do enjoy my job, but back when I used to work at another store, I did not like to work there at all. I basically just felt like crap at that place. And it was just one of those things where, you know, and I was in a depressing state too at the time too. I felt like, you know, this is it, this is my destiny. I don't really like using that word, but I was like, this is it, this is my destiny, I'm going to be staying here forever, yada yada yada. And then I found the job where I'm at now through Indeed. Indeed is actually a really great place to start looking for jobs and everything. And I found this one job where I'm actually happy where I am right now. And it was because of Indeed that allowed me to basically, you know, keep on going. And I I really do like the job now, but it has its moments and it has its annoying problems, which I'm not going to get into because, well, yeah, people know how to use YouTube. Basically found out.
Don't say I never gave you any.
Next thing I like to talk about is basically social media in general. Social media is a great thing for everyone, but at the same time, it also can be a curse. The reason why I say it could be a curse is because sometimes the things you do on social media can fire back at you. I've heard stories about people getting canceled because of things that they basically have done throughout the past that gets them more into trouble. And to be honest, it could be basically annoying to actually try to be careful what you say. We do live in a place where we have free speech, other countries do not, but sometimes you feel like that free speech is basically going to be like one thing after another, and it's going to be where you can't really say anything you want to say. Back in like the early 2000s, we basically lived in the Wild West of basically, you know, say what you wanted to say. Nowadays, we can't really do that as much. People get offended by some of the things we say. And to be honest, it's just sometimes just plain stupid.
Objective Charlie secure.
And I know there are a lot of people that probably would disagree on that, and that's okay. But I do feel like that it can be done. Dumb. I stuttered there a little bit because of that. And the last conversation I want to talk about is I just tried to do a video on basically challenging people who make criticism videos to make a better game. But there's just sometimes there's some things that I don't like about criticism videos of video games that basically take me off at times. Sometimes I just do not like the fact that sometimes the way they talk about, even though they are not trying to basically ruin the fun that people are having with video games that they like, can basically saying is that their thoughts are the highway. Now look, if you do not like a video game because of certain things and mechanics and everything, that is totally fine, and you're right to share that opinion with people. However, it just sometimes gets annoying for the fact that there are sometimes people that basically still enjoy the game, but still do not want to hear the criticisms. I could talk about how bad Modern Warfare 3 story is all day long until basically the cows come home. But at the same time, you know, a lot of people may have liked the story. I don't know if there are people out there who actually like the story. If you do like the story of Modern Warfare 3, I'm talking about the reboot, not the original, let me know in the comments below. But I don't know if there is. But I don't want to really, like, you know, take that away from them. I do have a story to tell about this one. I was talking to someone who liked Final Fantasy 13 and basically made them so upset that they cursed at me and blocked me on either Twitter or another place, and it was just, you know, it wasn't, I shouldn't have done that. I feel bad to this day, and I should have kept my big mouth shut. But at the same time, I had this, like, you could say hate boner for Final Fantasy 13. And it feels like the game is almost over. I want to thank you all for listening, and this idea was actually done or thought of with a friend of mine from work who basically wanted me to try something new, and hopefully this will be something brand new throughout the series of videos I'll make throughout any gameplay stuff I have, from Helldivers to Call of Duty to just basically a whole bunch of other games, and I hope you do enjoy them and take them to heart too. I think we won on this? I'm not sure. I could probably do a little bit of commentary, but I think it's almost that time again. And but thank you all for watching this video. I do hope that you all have a good day wherever you are. This video will be out at 12 p.m. But I think at that point it probably will be out. So thank you all for listening and watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.